Hi, I'm Donna from donnaonthebeach.com and welcome to this week's video where I want to talk about reviewing and celebrating your year. In my Dreams to Reality podcast this week, this is exactly what I talked about, reviewing and celebrating all the progress that you've made on your big dream in the last year. But I want to expand that out in this video to talk about your whole life, everything you've achieved and done in your whole life this year. Now, I know a lot of you are going to be watching and saying, I haven't done anything. I've got the same job, I've got the same debts, I weigh the same or more, I still haven't given up drinking, smoking, eating chocolate, whatever it was you wanted to give up. Whatever your New Year's resolutions were from last year aren't done. I get it. For years I made New Year's resolutions and I never kept one of them. Not one. For a start, a New Year's resolution is a really sucky way to set a goal or intention for your year, because what tends to happen is we set New Year's resolutions just as the party seasons come to an end, just as we've been really naughty and eaten loads and drunk loads and partied loads and we're tired and we're broke from Christmas. And we set these resolutions that are basically about living a life of austerity and no fun, and coming hard on the heels of the party season. This doesn't work. It's a really bad way to set your goals for the year. And next week I'll talk about setting your goals for 2013, and there's not going to be a resolution in sight. But first, I want you to review and celebrate your year. So think about all of the things that you've achieved this year. Now, I know you're probably thinking, I haven't achieved anything. You know, I have a massive list. I wanted to be master of the universe. I wanted to go to space. I wanted to earn £5 million. I haven't done any of it. But what I want you to do is to look at what you have done. Look at what you have achieved. So it may be that you have just as much debt as you did this time last year, but you will have paid some of it off. You may even have only paid 50 quid off. You know, if you've only paid the minimum over the year, you may have only paid a little bit. But that doesn't matter. I want you to celebrate it anyway. Small progress, tiny steps are still progress. And tiny steps are the way we get to our goal. So if you want to climb Mount Everest, you're going to do it step by baby step. And if you discount every tiny baby step that you take, you get discouraged and you get fed up and you think, well, what's the point? You know, why bother? Because any progress I make isn't good enough anyway. It's like having the worst parents and teachers and bosses in charge of your life. And it's you doing this to yourself, putting huge expectation, never giving yourself any credit, and never being quite good enough. And I want that to stop right now. Forget about the things you didn't do. They are fuel for next year's goals, which we'll talk about next week. Today, I want you to look at what have you done? What progress have you made? This year, I've put a certain amount of money into savings. I think if I look at my savings now, I've probably got about 70 quid. But I used those savings in the way that I wanted to. I've used them for things that I enjoy, like gig tickets and presents for people, and just as a cushion when I didn't have very much money. But I have put money into my savings, and I'm really pleased that I did that every single month. I have paid money off my credit card. I've also put a lot of money on my credit card. But let's forget about that. Let's look at what you did do. I took quite a lot off my credit card. One of my goals for the year that I haven't really achieved is to lose weight. Now, I think I'm about the same weight as I was at the start of the year, so I haven't done it. But I have become much more aware of my eating habits and what kind of gets in my way and what turns it around. I've also created great exercise habits that in winter have slipped a little bit, but I know I can do it because I've done it. Now, I've told this story a few times, but it's always worth telling again. For years and years and years, I used to set the New Year's resolution to give up smoking. I actually did it the year I didn't set a resolution to do it. But I smoked for probably 15 years and I tried to give up 10 times. Now, there are two ways you can look at that. You can look at it that I'd failed 10 times, which, you'd be perfectly valid in looking at it that way. But I also learned so much from each time that I gave up because I learned how not to do it. And that feedback is valuable. So even your failures this year, I want you to look at them. It's not failure, it's feedback. It's just, okay, I didn't lose the weight because I carried on eating chocolate, or because I lost £3 and then put on £3 and then lost £3 and then put on £3. And you see the patterns, you see the behaviours. And what happens is that at a certain point, if you allow yourself to just learn from it without judging yourself for being lazy and punishing yourself and making yourself wrong and bad, if you just look at it as, okay, well, I tried, I learnt this. Next time I will know to do it better. And every time I gave up smoking, all 10 times, every single time I did better than I had the first time. The third time I did better than the second time, and so on. Every time I did better because I had more feedback. So failure is not just, oh, well, I failed. I didn't lose the weight. I didn't give up smoking. I didn't take over the world. Look at the feedback you got. Look at what you learned and celebrate that. There is always progress. There is always forward momentum. That's just part of life. We always learn things. But what we have a tendency to do is dismiss it because it's not good enough. Now, I can't tell you how much that upsets me when people do that, because it's so unfair. You've done so much this year. You've tried so hard. You may have paid off debts. You may have learnt a new skill. You may have lost weight, even if you put it back on again. You may have done all sorts of things. You may have found and uncovered a big dream. You may have confronted a fear. You may have done something you've never done before. You may have done something really brave for you that everyone else would think, oh, that's no big deal that you did that. But for you, it might be a huge deal that you went to the cinema on your own, or you went out for dinner on your own, or you bought yourself something that you'd always wanted. These are all achievements. All baby steps are achievements, and they should all be celebrated. You deserve to celebrate all of your life, not just the amazing things, the things that are like, yes, I got this great new job, or I lost a stone, or I got a great new bloke, or I don't know, I wrote a book, or yay, those things are great, don't get me wrong, celebrate them as well, but also celebrate the little things. Review your year, look at what you did. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to look at all the areas of your life: health, wealth, your career, your work, your friendships, your family. Within health, look at exercise, look at diet, look at what you've learned about yourself. If you've that includes kind of image as well. So if you've bought a dress that makes you look great, that, to me, because I'm a girl, is an achievement. A dress that makes you look great deserves celebrating, 100%. Look at, have I mentioned finances? Yes, I think I did. Look at your personal development, how you've developed as a person. I'm sure you'll have done things this year that have taken courage. I'm absolutely certain of it. Look at your spiritual life. If anything's happened in your spiritual life, if you've been watching my videos or following my blogs for a while, maybe you've started to interact with your higher self or your soul. Maybe you've really got in touch with who you are inside. Your ambitions, what's going on with your big dreams, what's happening there, if anything. And even if you've realised that there is a big dream tickling at the back of your mind, and that's all you've done is realise that is worth celebrating, because it's the first step on a journey that's going to be awesome to make your big dream a reality. So look at every area of your life that you can think of, look at everything that you've done, and look for your achievements, small and big. And small, it doesn't matter if all you've done is in health, all you've done is stopped one day eating chocolate. You still achieved that one day of not eating chocolate. You know, it doesn't have to be a massive achievement to be celebrated. And then of course it's party season, so it's a great time to go celebrating. But I want you to celebrate your achievements. I want you to stop and say, well done me. I want you to give yourself a high five. I want you to give yourself a pat on the back. I want you to give yourself a hug. I want you to give yourself a present. In fact, part of your celebration, we're all busy buying Christmas presents for everybody. Part of your celebration, I want you to buy something for you. Okay, if you're in financial trouble, I don't want you to get into debt to do it, but I want you to get something that means something to you. Maybe get a book or a CD, or you can find these things secondhand, all sorts of stuff secondhand, but get something that means something to you, a piece of jewelry, a particular body cream that you really, really like, something that makes you feel great. And it could just be treating yourself to your favourite ice cream. It's just a treat, a pressie for you. Don't just leave it up to everyone else to spoil you this holiday season. I want you to spoil you too. I want you to do something really nice for yourself to celebrate all of the achievements that you've made this year, even if they were all only teeny tiny baby steps. Even if they were teeny tiny baby steps, I want you to give yourself a round of applause anyway. I want you to big yourself up anyway. I want you to be proud of what you've achieved. Maybe it's not enough, but be proud anyway. Treat yourself the way someone would treat you if they really, really loved you and cherished you and wanted you to do so well. And trust me, that's not criticism, it's not blame, it's not judgment. It is looking at what you've done and going, yay, well done you lost £1, that's awesome. Or you saved £1, that's awesome. All those little things add up, and all the little things add up to a great life. But you've got to notice the little things. You can't just wait for the massive things in life to come along. Celebrate the little things. Make life better tiny bit by tiny bit by tiny bit, and eventually life will be just awesome. So don't forget to join me next week to talk about how we're going to set goals for next year. And like I said, it ain't resolutions, darling. So that's this week's video. If you know anybody who you think needs to see this video, who you think criticises themselves way too much, who you think has achieved loads this year and just hasn't seen it, you know anyone like that? Yeah, me too. Almost everybody I know, actually, is really unaware of how amazing they are. Anyway, if you know those people, I want you to share this video with them. Email it to them, put it on your Facebook page, tweet it, share it on Google+, put it on LinkedIn. Any way you want to share it, please share it with the people that you know need to see this video. And thank you so much. I will see you next time. Also, I would love to hear from you. Please feel free to come over to my website, donnaonthebeach.com. Come along to my Facebook page, facebook.com/donnaonthebeach, and come along to my Twitter page, twitter.com/donnaonthebeach, and join in, because this month's daily practice is joy. So I'd love you to come and join the joy. I will see you soon. Take really good care. Bye.